Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick comment, because you're above the $25,000 level, you need two quotes, two written quotes, unless, I mean, it could be a circumstance where you've asked and no one else will provide the quote, and obviously I don't know, but if that's the case, then you'd be okay moving forward with one. If you just forgot to ask for more than one, I'd recommend that you solicit a second quote before you go ahead and award it.
That's a good point. Municipal contracting law, under $25,000, you can direct solicit. Once you get over the $25,000 threshold, you're supposed to get two, if you can. At least try to get two, yeah. And if only, like you say, only one responds.
So yeah, we could get another
That
quote.
being the case, do I have to table this matter for
Till next meeting.
till next meeting? or
Yeah,
possible
if we have
work
another
session?
meeting before that, we'll try to get a quote in the next week or week and a half.
Are you aware, Mark, did anyone contact that second paving outfit from?
I don't know if Steve contacted anybody else.
Okay, so we can't say for sure. Okay.
You know, up at 8th and Bolus, I believe it's 8th and Bolus.
Yes.
I would like to have that looked at. That is really tore up there, right on the very corner.
You're hitting on a point that I was going to bring up, the minefield.
Yeah, that is bad.
And well, I guess we would need a motion to table this pending further information.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So have a look at 8th and Bullis, have basically look at 8th and Bullis.
Yeah, I would, as long as we're gonna have a contract out, we may as well add that in on it.
It's a block away.
Now, a point that I've been thinking about, I wanted to bring up at this appropriate time. We had prepared some years ago, I don't remember exactly when, a pavement management plan, and somewhat into that, there have been reasons why it was deviated from, and my question is that plan still useful? Is it time to prepare, to start over again and prepare a new plan? Because we do have a number of these areas where pavement is getting in very poor condition, and once you get potholes, people pound into them and just make them bigger and bigger. So I'm wondering, is it time to consider
Updating that plan.
updating that plan? Which I know would
Yeah,
require
the plan is toward the end of, you know, most of the things in that plan have been done.
That's,
It took longer, but, you know, the city couldn't afford to do them in the order that Stan Ticket suggested anyway, so I mean, that was,
the
way it was gonna be.
deviations from that.
but, part of it is, that's fine, but we don't wanna, and we don't want any unrealistic expectations that we can do, you know, a lot of street projects, because, I mean, it's something that
Oh, absolutely.
we do, you know, so much every other year. I know that we've had people talk to us about Spring Street, about areas of Spring
Yeah.
Street that they would like to see reconstructed.
And the whole rationale for that plan is to prioritize the projects.
Well, I think that plan was from 2010, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not
So-
real.
Maybe what we want to start with is just pull the plan out and review it and see what's been done, what's left to do, and out of those items that are left, what were the highest priority items? And see if it still seems to make sense, or if it's something that should be amended
At
or
least a
updated.
look through and reconsideration of what remains of the plan, I believe.
So Joe, could you look at it and then kind of give us figure out a
Yeah, I think,
realistic plan of if it should be updated, and then what the cost might be?
yeah, if you and I look at the plan, you can help me know
Yeah.
which projects have been done before.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we can identify what's been done, what's left, and
Okay,
then see where we want to go from there.
we can do that.
Thank you, gentlemen, exactly what I wanted to do. 2017 Highway 56 bridge replacement.
So we got a letter from MinDOT a call from MinDOT that the bridge on Highway 56 out by the golf course and by Kenyon, is scheduled for replacement in 2017. Now, they've been looking at this bridge probably for 4 or 5 years. This came up 2 years ago. They didn't schedule a project, but they've been looking at wanting to replace this bridge for a few years. And I think one of the things that delayed it was that they were trying to look at the normal process of a bridge being completely reconstructed and then closing it. And I think what they found after whatever study they did was that this would have been, they couldn't do it there because there's just really no other feasible alternate to the, Kenyon area up there for people to access that and the golf course. So what they're going to do is replace the bridge in stages. Joe, is that the right way to put it? So they'll have
Yeah.
one lane open at all times that can get through there. And they're scheduling that for 2017. It sounds like it'll be, a 3 to 4 month project. There will also be a bridge north of Kenyon, near Stanton on Highway 56. It's going to be bid as part of this, and there will also be some mill and overlay work that'll be, in this area, in the approach of both bridges. So there will be some traffic disruption there, but I don't think it's going to be anything major. So I just wanted to bring that up for, just for information, because I know that you guys have got questions, and, I've got questions about that, so. If you do get questions, you can tell them that.
People are concerned about access for a number of reasons, including possible emergencies and need Brandon to get to work, so you can't camp down near City Hall while the bridge is torn up. And wonderful, I hope they're able to proceed on it this time. Moving on to legal. Resolution 2016-14, resolution approving minor subdivision of property in the city of Kenyon. Since I'm involved in this, I will have to abstain from voting. Potential conflict of interest, but I can call for a motion to approve. Basically what this is correcting a mistake from back in the 50s and putting the actual legal surveyed line where we and several separate neighbors over that time always believed that the line was. I had a survey done on my property to fix where my west line was, and in doing that discovered that the north line was 15 feet further south than we had always believed it was. So do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Who seconded it?
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain, motion passes. VFW liquor license renewal. I don't think that is a controversial item at all, so I'll just call for a motion to approve the license renewal.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. And I'll leave our update on parking in the 600 block of 2nd Street. Chief?
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor and Council. Mark and I talked a little bit about putting at least one handicap stall so far, maybe by where the old home plate was, to start with this, and we can look at moving some other ones in the future if we need it. And then we also talked about getting the striping done, so we have a little more defined lines of the parking.
Yes.
And that's where we're at so far.
No other changes?
No.
To
Nope, nothing yet.
well, that's wonderful. Thank you. And painting of parking stalls, crosswalks, etc. The city's in the process of receiving quotes to paint parking stalls and crosswalks It is anticipated that the painting will take place in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Do we have an estimate of,
No. I mean, there's a certain, Joe, isn't there a certain temperature, ground temperature that you want to be at when they do that?
Well, yeah, there's certain conditions with temperature and humidity and that, where
Yeah,
they,
so it might be closer to 6 weeks.
yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, once we get in the Memorial Day roughly, I mean, the conditions should be fine.
Okay,
So, could be 4 weeks, could be 6 weeks.
okay,
But at that point, it's probably going to depend on when the contractor can schedule the work.
yeah. All right, sounds good.
so we can move on to new business. Resolution 2016-13, resolution awarding the sale of general obligation improvement bonds, series 2016A, in the aggregate principal amount of $625,000, fixing their form and specifications, directing their execution and delivery, and providing for their payment.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. Earlier this evening, I put a bond sale packet in front of you. Not as colorful as Joe's packet, but nonetheless has the green on the top. And along with that, as noted, Mayor, is the resolution. Earlier in your council meeting, you talked about, or your city engineer talked about a First Street reconstruction update. This is the financing for that project. And so this is, we had talked about this over the course of the last couple of months. The bonds have been sized at $620,000 actually. We were able to reduce the size of the bonds today. As noted in the resolution, it's sized at $625,000. So, Mayor, when the resolution is considered tonight, it should be noted that it's $620,000 now. This is the sale of the general obligation improvement bonds. Just to hit a couple highlights, Council, the bonds would be paid back with two revenue sources here at the city. One would be special assessments to benefiting property owners. That's approximately 20% of the project cost. And the balance would be spread over taxable property throughout the city. These numbers are pretty consistent with what we've looked at before. There was a previous meeting where we compared a 20-year financing term to a 25-year term, and the council selected the 20-year option. The average interest rate on this bond issue is approximately 2.62%, so you're locking into that rate if you approve the resolution this evening. The proceeds of the bond issue would be received June 9th, so you'd be considering approval tonight. The bonds would be dated June 1st, so that's the date that interest on the bonds begins, and then the proceeds would be available shortly thereafter on June 9th. Any questions, Council?
So I think the interest rates we got are very good, and George has done a good job putting this together, so I don't see any issues with it. I don't have any questions.
Apparently no one else does.
We'll utilize the interest rate then when we go to the assessment hearing. Once the construction's done, we have the final project costs. We'll calculate the assessments, and then we'll utilize this assessment rate with a margin call for the city cost of administering the project, and identify that as the assessment rate that the council will approve as part of the assessment hearing later this fall.
So probably be in the range of 4 to 4.5%.
Correct. We estimated 1.5% over the average cost of borrowing for the city, and actually working into what's called the all-inclusive cost, which takes into account the finance, the legal fees, et cetera, into the rate, and it will going over that for, to come up with a rate of 4.4%. So that's the approximate rate that you would use for your assessment.
Yeah, that's identified on the, in the handout that George, you've got the recommended interest rate for the assessment annual payments, 4.4%. Thanks, George. A little bit of the work for me.
Say, Mayor, if I could add one more item, and Troy, maybe you can help me on this. Mark, I'm not sure if in a previous meeting, I know we had talked about the timing of when the project starts, when you have your first invoice, and when you'll get your bond money. Did we consider a reimbursement resolution for this?
Yeah, I think we
previous
did.
meeting?
We did.
Okay, we did, okay. No need to add that tonight. I know that you've got your first invoice coming in tonight, but you won't have your bond money until June 9th. So what you'll be doing is utilizing general fund reserves in the short term and paying yourself back later when the bond proceeds are available.
So, I call for a motion to approve resolution 2016-13 in the amount of $620,000.
So you looked at this as pretty tough drive?
And Mr. Mayor and council member, this, I understand, was put together by our, one of our bond counsel, Julie Eddington. So yes, this is what she does, and she does it very well. So I have no concerns with the resolution, other than making that correction.
I'm gonna try to wait 3 seconds before I go ahead and make the motion.
1,001, 1,002, 1,003.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Second. John, second.
Who did the second?
John.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Need a little levity now and then.
Yes.
So, the next item, Fire Chief Lee wants permission to donate old turnout gear to the Federal Dam, Minnesota Fire Department, which apparently this gear would be just discarded otherwise.
Yep. It's, some are been there since I've been on, before I started. They're long coats. Some are a little bit newer, but they're all outdated for what we use, so. It's just sitting up there. We'll keep around some of them, the newer stuff, for the new firemen that get on. We don't buy new gear for the new firemen until they finish their firefighter 1 certification. Then every fireman gets a new gear. So we'll keep a couple sets around, but the rest of it's laying in a pile upstairs, just going to waste, so.
One less thing to move or dispose of.
That too. But if it could help somebody else out, it'd be nice.
Absolutely. So I'll make that motion if we approve that donation of that used turnout gear to Federal Dam and Fire Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was easy. And item 2 on the fire department, Jamie Welliker retirement.
Yep. Jamie put his place up for sale and sold it. They're moving to Byron, closer to both their work now that the kids are old out, so.
Chemical turnover that happens all the time.
Yep, unfortunately, Jamie's a good fireman. It's gonna be sad to see him go, so.
I think his name's misspelled here, isn't it?
Yeah, we corrected it and posted a new one, we just didn't pass them all off.
So So we need a motion to accept his retirement.
With regret, I'll make that motion. Second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Memorial Day Parade permit. Which we have in here. Whereas Memorial Day Association has complied with all the requirements of the ordinance necessary for obtaining this license, on and on. Memorial Day Association is hereby licensed and authorized to have a parade originating at Spring and Second Street, east on Second Street to Swede, then north to Kenyon Cemetery, beginning at 10:30 a.m. on Monday, May 30th, 2016. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And just because I'm being forced to ride in Steve's new car, don't let that keep you away. Promise not to give anyone the evil eye. And we have a list of new or returning municipal swimming pool employees. And need one motion to approve all those.
I think you ought to read all the names.
You would say that. Approve hiring municipal swimming pool employees. Freddie Ralsted, assistant manager, lifeguard. Siri Kwan, assistant manager, water safety instructor, lifeguard. Roxy Ralsted, manager, lifeguard. Sarah Benrud, water safety instructor, lifeguard. Ethan Coda, lifeguard. Lauren Berg, lifeguard. Corinne Dahl, lifeguard. Mara Quam, lifeguard. Elaine Dorn, lifeguard. And Caitlin Bold, lifeguard.
I have one question. How is that list determined?
Well, there are,
On the memo, Roxy interviews them.
Yeah.
and there are
Is that,
applications
here, okay.
here, yes, there, if you look, you'll, I believe, still see the notice that we were accepting applications that been on the board out here farthest toward the entry door.
Okay.
So we need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. On the schedule of upcoming meetings, the only thing we have listed here is, at this point, our next city council meeting on Tuesday, June 14th, 7 p.m. Council and staff general comments.
I don't know if anybody's aware of it, sometime this winter on Whitetail Lane, Waste Management garbage truck lost their hydraulics.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
actually, we thought it was, Plum.
Oh, or it could have been Plum,
Yeah,
either one. It's just,
it's
I noticed
still
it's,
there, I
it's
know.
tracking into people's driveways.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Now that it gets warmer and
Yeah, we're trying to, we're following up on that. I don't know we don't know what to do to get that out of there, to be honest with you.
A
So,
couple of kitty litter would go a long way,
I think the city came up and dumped sand on it.
but that's not absorbent.
No, when it first happened.
I was quite serious when I did.
Joe, if you got any ideas on, maybe you can
Which
talk
is
to your
really
pavement
just
specialist.
clay.
Yeah, I can talk to
Very
you and see.
absorbent.
It's not bringing on the pavement though, is it? It's
No,
not-
but it just didn't go away all winter.
It's,
It's not a petroleum-based product, it's not gonna eat into that too, so.
Yeah, it
hydraulic
doesn't
oil?
appear to have.
Because it, I mean, that would be a concern.
Certainly would be.
Yes, well, that's why all the gas stations use always concrete on the pumps, because
Right,
that'll
right,
deteriorate
right.
that surfacing, so. Right off the top of my head, I'm not sure, and that, you might have a valid point about something like a floor dry material or a kitty litter type material.
Right, right.
And then pressure washing it.
Yeah.
I have to do that in my shop too once in a while. And that just, kitty litter does a real good job if you just rub it around and then, clean
Just
it up.
dried
and then
clay,
pressure
it'll
wash it.
absorb pretty much anything.
The only thing that first popped in my head would be maybe seal coat that area where you put down like an emulsion and some pea rock or gravel.
Yeah, we've talked about seal coating that anyway, chip
But-
sealing it.
Right, but then, if you do that, you're not just want to do a little patch, you want to do a,
Right.
and then there's costs associated with doing that too, then be more than just.
And it is a type of oil, but would it be compatible with,
Right, would it prevent the seal coat from
Right,
adhering
there are
properly?
different
So
additives in different types of oil?
Why is it the responsibility of the city?
It's not our
Probably because we
responsibility,
don't
it's a
know
city
exactly
street.
how it happened.
But, you know, we wanna go back after the people that dumped it,
If it's possible to prove that, yeah.
clean it up. Well, I think we'll take care of that.
My gut reaction was that the most cost effective would be trying to clean it off of it. Absorb what you can and scrub off the rest of the wash down.
Pressure wash it.
Still thanks for that, John, that definitely needs to be, I haven't seen it, I've been up in the area, but apparently not back over there.
It's just before you get to the cul-de-sac.
Okay. I drove by there, but I was actually looking the other direction. I probably drove right over it and didn't notice it because I was looking in a different direction. Okay.
So I got a couple of things. One, Richard, I'll call you tomorrow with a list of what we talked about at the work session and what Fred's, like the whole thing.
Okay.
So, you know, I can just, it won't take too long to go through that. And the other thing is, our janitor, Donnie, is gonna retire in 2 weeks, so we're gonna start by getting a quote from, Melissa Bartel, who does the muni is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so she does the muni, she's gonna give us a quote on, you know, doing the rest of this, contracting the police department, this building and the ambulance.
At one time, Don was doing all those
Don skill
things.
set, yeah, correct. That's just an FYI thing.
Okay. I've run out of comments right now.
No comments.
No comment.
I just appreciate the good work that the council did. The fire station is a very large project, and the effort that council put in to go through the process, appreciate that, and we'll certainly do our best to carry it forward, clear through the bids, and hopefully we get good bids for your behalf.
Well, I hope we did a good job, and I hope you and Corey and all of your team did as good a job as it appears to, and I'm confident we're gonna have a very useful, long-lived, efficient fire hall that will probably, after a little shaking down, getting used to things, actually reduce response times in some cases. We know this has been far less than an optimum situation across the street.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. My only comment is Scott apologizes for not being here. He had a family emergency that took him out of the state. But I did speak to him ahead of time, and we had talked through the agenda. Other than that, it's been my pleasure to be here.
Any ETA when he'll be returning, or?
He'll be back in the state tomorrow.
Well, all that being said, I would call for a motion to adjourn.
We'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. That's why I do this.
I know he's retired. He's still gonna be down at the vets all the time, right?
George, just put him under one of those things.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, everything.
Things are moving along.
I was told the Bush was looking at the quote and checking out the price, and I said, oh yeah, that was great.
He's the one that's seen him.
Open, man.
Good thing you made this statement, yeah.
What is your,
If the new sewers line up with the old sewer, we wouldn't want to part of it. So we were like, if you have a sewer, like if you're currently sewer outside your house, your back house, you like call for a first week now. All the city was gonna be probably getting up the property line, and then the shop was going to go higher. So,
double combination.
oh, okay.
We're two houses and we didn't know it. We go out one, I and my neighbor.
Well,
went
yeah,
out
and-
one feet. We did not know that.
Well, no, I can.
Everything was posted when we first started. My first reading of December, saying, no, well, we got you down this, the way to look you up to the contract, you have an out, right up to the street.
Okay, what address?
It's, 550.
Well, nice meeting you, sir.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Troy. Thank you.
And it's coming out of
Yeah,
nine.
I say he owns the first.
Yeah.
My neighbor, the road.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to say,
They are.
Huh? Who's gonna be the next one?
well, it turns out that Tuesdays are off.
Yeah. Go over and check out some other cities, maybe. There's all the time we're having ours.
Optimal conditions, that's Mondays and Tuesdays, that's our schedule, I mean, that's our calendar.
moved over here,
Calendar.
down here.
Seem to have meetings all
To the east.
Well, you're normal.
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are good for me. Thursday and Friday, not
I don't know if normally is
city.
Yeah.
Between council, AMU, Park and Rec, Preservation,
I sent him the email.
a few other things occasionally, personnel training, so often.
Yeah.
Make sure there's.
There's.
Can use that.
I got a copy in
Into the front of our house.
technically, they're not sealed when you want me to go on.
And he can just take his way out.
And, we're gonna be doing as I noticed that, for example, we have. Currently, the outlet goes right down the front.
I got it now.
25 feet.
Very nice meeting you.
Same thing with her.
Good evening, Brad.
Yes, we've talked about it a lot, so. Good.
If you wanna do it, it's gonna be at a track box or whatever.
That's the only thing I can see.
Yep.
Which would by itself would have made lateral shift.
I'll warn you, it's really different to try to empty my bank account. I do that right now by myself.
15, 20.
All right, yeah, I just.
No, we won't go into the
Friday. call on Saturday.
Yeah,
or
and then
Sunday,
they don't have
whatever.
to service out on the property line because they don't want.
Yeah, well, that's what, what.
No.
That's what it's.
And we're just explaining, you know.
So your wife,
Somewhere after the Friday meeting.
okay, like, let it all sort of end and then.
Sounds good.
But I wish I would've.
Right, sewer tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would just assume, so,
All right.
my person was wait fairly soon to find out what I'm gonna get that done, or obviously,
What they're like.
big nice contract.
Comes the real order.
Maybe not.
Yeah, let me get a hold of the
Lock
guys.
up 494.
Have you heard a call and set up a time? Well,
Yeah. Concern.
Sounds good.
After you got up there.
Not that I sleep good.
That's our road.
Yeah.
Miles over,
Okay.
494, 5
There should be, maybe I
Russ
should take a note.
and Ryan, who is supervising us, we're trying to keep the shop here. He's calling.
Well, good, she didn't say a word.
Ryan,
No,
we're
yeah.
gonna take a look at it, meet with you, make sure you guys figure out what we gotta do. And then.
Thank you.
I'm sure right on.
It's all stuff down. No, but this one Mark has to sign.
Oh,
So this
a
is
little
what
more.
you would take to them in order
Well, it's not there, I mean,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
look
so
right
do
at it and see
you
what.
want us to do that paperwork, or you're gonna do it?
We've got
Never give
both
us
of
a
us.
chance
to
to
go
back
back.
to the same.
Because otherwise you get, I think you gotta pay us back.
Yeah.
So the sewer is ready.
Bring it down. Who knows? He's been ready to stop. He started.
I don't know, I know he's a,
And that's widow lease.
Well,
I think it's.
yes, Mark,
Sure.
I don't know if we're responsible.
Is that
I was
what
gonna
you
tell
want?
you.
US purchase, I don't know.
I'm in the middle block.
Forest and Spring.
Did you
We got one of the some.
On the south side?
On the south side.
Now,
My property is
here, puddles here.
Hers is
So you'll be making up a Kenyon copy of this.
That's all I have to see,
tomorrow with
because
all
the
this,
question is, are we
Yeah, we're excited.
abandoning the
Yeah.
private line?
Okay.
Awesome.
This
Right now, you guys
doesn't
come
need
out
that.
Ryan,
As long
and
as
then
you're-
it goes
The motion needs.
So the-
This is
Okay.
just.
Yeah,
kind of
can't
gets
get-
late and it goes
Yeah.
up and down.
There's still anything left?
I don't know where it is.
The resolution doesn't need that, the motion